I'm very, very pleased to be introducing a fantastic panel of advertising and retail experts. They're going to be discussing some of the obstacles that you're going to be facing as marketers and as agents. We're also going to be thinking about how we can use data to capitalise on the opportunities that Q4 presents.
Show of hands, who can remember who lived through the last time inflation was consistently in double digits? I'll get my coat. The serious point about that is that for a lot of people, they haven't lived through this. Think back to middle of March 2020. If somebody had said to you then there was going to be lockdowns, you just wouldn't have believed them. So it's amazing what we've come through.
People's got commitments, ways of living, but with energy bills going up and food prices going up, people will have to make sacrifices. It's less about whether brands will change for that. It's more about it's a necessity.
A phrase we've been using internally at the moment is that price is the new purpose. The best thing you can do for your customer is deliver them acute value.
Be empathetic. Ask yourself, what can we do to make the lives of our customers easier?
The brands out there that are confident in the role they play in people's lives are going to be thinking about that in the way that they then also manifest in stores at Christmas when people need them more than ever, right? Okay, and they can bring a little bit of magic to households that maybe need it.
Yeah.
The trap to fall into is that there's no opportunities, but there will be opportunities.
You can bring ideas to life closer to where customers are going to make decisions through some of these new channels.
You've got World Cup happening, which is a massive event. Then you've got Christmas.
As a huge opportunity to sell more into having friends over, having family over, and having a party that congregates around the big screen in the living room. And what you have with the World Cup is that unique opportunity.
Assuming we do well, right?
I think it was the early... See our group with...
As we navigate our post-pandemic world, we're looking at a world which might be very different and consumer behaviour that might be very different.
Some of the old rules will not work anymore.
Look for ideas that sit on the periphery. Look for audiences that are slightly outside the norm and use data to try and isolate those audiences.
You could even use retail media data, retail sales data, to define, based on people's product consumption, where they're likely to be or where they're likely to be from a heritage perspective.
The most important thing from a first-party data perspective is don't send a Scotsman a note about England being in the World Cup. So that's the first thing. As long as you're using the first-party data to be about the customer, not about yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Give them value, show them there's a reason why you've got their data, and do it that way, it'll be very successful.
I think the most powerful takeaway from me in this session today was the role brands can play in being responsible.
I think what people are going to look for is empathy.
It is going to be a really tough quarter, but trust your instinct, go for it, pick something and go for it.
You want to grow your audiences, right? So how you define your audiences and how you reach them will be very, very important.
Think long term, think about your brand, think about your customer and how those two things connect.
Interesting times are times of opportunity, they're times of challenge. It's coming together and coming up with solutions that address those challenges.
Thank you so much to the panel.
Thank you so much.